Hello, my name is Pavel, welcome back to my channel. It's that time of year where you're hopefully going to get a chance to relax. And when you're relaxing, you might want to watch a movie. And I want to ensure that you watch something good and worth your time. Either something you watch with your family or alone, or something to cope with the Christmas blues. Because I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, not everybody loves Christmas, because Christmas is a difficult time. And I'm going to admit it, I'm not a big fan of Christmas. But today I've made a list for you of movies that you can watch over the holidays that will help you either deal with Christmas, celebrate Christmas, just a load of movies that I feel like you're gonna love. And I've made a list of like 50 movies that I want to share with you that I feel like you should watch over this holiday period. And I'm gonna stop talking because I want to get right into it. So let's look at this big list of movies that I have. Yep, I think that sounds good. Let's go. Okay, so as I said, this is a fairly big list and I wanted to get straight into it. So the first movie we have is The Holdovers. Is it a Christmas movie in every generic sense? No, but this movie is heartwarming, beautiful, and what makes this movie Christmassy to me is, one, it's set during Christmas. I love movies set during Christmas, but what really shines in this movie are the relationships. The relationships that are formed in Alexander Payne's The Holdovers are beautiful. You've probably heard about this movie and you really need to check it out. I haven't watched it this year, watched it last year, just absolutely beautiful. I loved it so much. Then we have Little Women. Like, it's set during Christmas. It's like a coming of age type of movie, but all about sisters. Is there much to say? You probably know about this movie, and if you've watched it, you know why it's worth the hype, and if you haven't, then you should really get on it, because Little Women, it's a great movie. Then we have The Nice Guys. I feel like this is like a comedy that you can watch either alone, with your friends, with your family. It doesn't really matter. It's a universal movie, and I think this movie is just extremely fun. We have Ryan Gosling. That it's just, look, listen, trust me, The Nice Guys, perfect comedy to stick on either like with your family, friends, doesn't really matter. It's a fun. Then we have Jojo Rabbit. I feel like Taika Waititi's movies are always meh with me, but I feel like here, he just gets it. It's thought-provoking, it's funny, it's a beautiful looking movie. I just really enjoyed this one, and I feel like everybody should check it out. And again, it's just one of these movies that you can definitely watch with your family or your friends, and it's just a fun time, even though the subject matter shouldn't be fun. It's a very interesting and engaging movie, and I definitely think you should check it out over the holiday period. Then Paddington. I feel like I mentioned this movie every single year, but Paddington is just warm. It warms the soul. It's pure innocence on screen, and sometimes whenever you want to switch off and get away from everything, you just need something entirely innocent and to just get away from it all, and I feel like Paddington is the way to do that. And then if you want to confront your depressing thoughts, I feel like this is definitely not the one to watch with your family, or if you're trying to be happy. I'm thinking of Ending Things. I love this movie so much, and it hurts my head. It's very depressing. It's a very beautiful looking movie, and it's set during like Christmas. I think it is set during Christmas, so definitely check it out. Then we have Another Round. Cool concept, definitely one that like I feel like you could definitely stick on with your family and you'll definitely get a discussion going. The general premise is that it's a group of men who are like, what if we just keep drinking every day and we keep adding more and more alcohol to our system just to see what happens, and it spirals. It's a very fun movie, and again, it's just one of these movies that you can watch either with your friends, alone. Doesn't really matter. I feel like I tried to make this list as universal as possible, but some of these movies obviously you should not be watching with your family if you're trying to keep them happy or yourself happy. Another Round, definitely checking out. Then we have Black Christmas. I feel like not many people talk about this movie. It's a slasher from the 1970s set during Christmas. Do I need to say more? Do I really need to say more? This movie is beautiful. It is just so great. Then we have Fargo. I feel like this is definitely a movie to watch with your family because for some reason, I think your family are just going to know this movie, and it's a detective type of movie. Yep, definitely watch this one. I feel like I have so many movies that I don't really know what to say because I have so many of them. Then we have the iconic Eyes Wide Shut by Kubrick. I think this movie is just iconic in so many ways, from its style to its general vibe. I just love this movie so much, and I feel like if you have some time during Christmas to just relax, you should definitely check this one out because it's quite long, right? It's like 2.5 hours. So if you've been putting a long movie off, I feel like Eyes Wide Shut is definitely great, and it's so iconic. And yeah, then we have The Thing, which I feel like is just a classic. It's a horror classic. It's one of the best horror movies ever made. John Carpenter's. Definitely one to watch with your family if they're not kind of creeped out by like disgusting things. It's a movie that's held up extremely well. It's an iconic movie, and this is one you can watch with so many people. Then we have Memories of Murder. It's a mystery. I don't know, I think it depends on your family, because if your family, like many families, will not want to watch something foreign because they don't want to read the subtitles, then maybe don't watch this with them. This is an incredible mystery movie directed by the iconic Bong Joon-ho, and if you've not checked this one out, it is definitely worthwhile, and especially the ending, it sticks with everyone. And also, once you read about like the behind the scenes of this movie and what inspired it, it just it's very impactful. Then we have Coherence, which is a very confusing movie. It's a movie where like a lot of friends get together and then their neighbors copy them, and it's just one of these movies that hurt your head so fucking much. And if you want a movie that hurts your head, definitely watch that. Then we have Watcher. I love this movie so much. It is basically about a couple who move into a new apartment, and the woman, I forget her name, she's just chilling. She's just staying at home, and then she notices somebody across the road starts to watch her. Is she being paranoid? Is somebody actually watching her? I don't know why I gave this movie a 3.5 stars. It is one of my favorite thriller movies of the recent years. Genuinely, I think about this movie every single week. No joke. Then we have Game Night, which is a very fun, this is definitely something to watch with your family. It is set around game night. It's one of these movies that I used to hate to admit that I loved, because it's not seen as like, I don't know, I just wanted to be pretentious, I guess, but I love this movie so much. It's set around game night. It's fun, it's goofy, it's short, definitely want to watch with anybody. Highly recommend it. Then we have an incredible coming of age movie called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. If you kind of want a heartwarming coming of age movie, this is what I recommend. I have nothing really else to say. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. And yeah, then we have The Green Knight, which I feel like is definitely a bit of a change up. It's a big epic, and it comes down to us versus nature and how we will never surpass nature, and nature will always win. Kind of provokes thoughts about what it means to be alive, about our legacy and blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff. It's great. Definitely will get you a little bit depressed. And we have It's What's Inside. This is a really fun thriller movie. This movie is basically about a group of friends who meet up, and their old friend comes along and he's like, hey, I have a briefcase, and in this briefcase I have a game where we are all able to swap consciousness. We're all able to swap minds, and then we jump between characters' minds, and we're like, this mind is in somebody else's head. You know what I mean. It's confusing, it hurts your head, but it's really fun, even though it made me like hurt. It definitely hurt my head. Then we have The Lodge, which is, I feel like I cannot say anything about this movie without spoiling it, but basically it's about two kids and their stepmother have to spend some time in a lodge. It is a horror movie. I think it's a movie that's extremely underrated that not many people are talking about or just don't really talk about. I gave it a 4.5 stars and it has a 3.0 on Letterboxd. Maybe I'm just, maybe I have rose-tinted glasses, but I really love this. Okay, I realize I'm only like through 10 movies and we have so many to get through, so I'm going to do a really quick speed round. Then we have Better Watch Out. It is about two kids who are in a house and an intruder tries to break in. Gremlins. You know what the Gremlins are about. Do I really need to tell you about Gremlins? Then we have Francis Ha, directed by Noah Baumbach. I don't really know how to say his name, starring Greta Thunberg. Coming of age type of movie, but also stuck in the middle of your life, not really sure what to do. It's hectic. I remember watching this and thinking the dialogue was just absolutely mental, just chaotic, but again, I think that just captures what it's like to be in your early 20s. The worst person in the world. Do I really need to say anything more about this movie? Do you feel that you depend on your friends too much? Do you feel like the worst person in the world? Do you feel like you don't really know what's going on in life and you just can't get a grasp on life and just can't do things right? Hey, watch The Worst Person in the World. Beautiful. Then we have Perfect Days. Again, I think this is a hit or miss movie, and I think this is something you want to watch by yourself. It basically captures the poetry of everyday life. Nothing really happens. We just follow this man who cleans toilets, listens to music, and that's it. No joke. It's beautiful, it's poetic, it's beautiful, it's refreshing, and I really love this movie. I haven't watched The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, but I've been told if I like La La Land, I should watch it, and I'm picky with musicals, but that is something I really want to check out. I've heard it's heartbreaking and beautiful, so this is something on the list that I've not even watched. I really want to watch it because of the recommendations. Then we have Past Lives. You know what Past Lives is about. It's about two people who reconnect after many years of talking online, and it really sparks thoughts of what could have been, especially in relationships. Heartbreaking, beautiful, poetic. Literally with Patterson, it's the exact same thing. It's about a man who just lives his daily life. He writes poems and he just captures everyday life in a beautiful way. Then we have Cha Cha Real Smooth, which is, again, I feel like there's like a theme here. It's about feeling lost in life in your early 20s and not really knowing what to do with yourself. It's about this guy who's feeling lost, but it's also about him striking up a unique friendship, with a young mom. I loved looking into the behind the scenes of this, and it's just very heartwarming. It's a very, very, very heartwarming movie. Then we have, again, speed round. Okay, Chef, My Life as a Zucchini, which is extremely depressing. Holy Jesus, I don't actually know why I put this in here. Then we have 8th Grade. If you want to feel exposed as to what you were like as a teenager and feel really called out on screen by Bo Burnham's 8th Grade, then definitely watch that. Then we have the iconic About Time. Come on. Then we have Soul. I feel like that's the only animated movie I have here. It's heartwarming. The music is beautiful, and I just haven't watched it in a long time, and I really, 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 really want to rewatch it. Then we have The Fabelmans. Hands up. I have not watched this movie, but I've been told it's extremely inspiring and motivating, and if that's what you need, then that's what you need. Then we have The Banshees of Inisherin, which is about a friendship on an island in Ireland that starts to spiral and fall apart. And I think this has a lot to say about Irish masculinity, about friendships, and again, it's Martin McDonagh's most recent movie. Then we have The Substance. I think you should definitely show this to your grandparents. Like, even skip your parents, just your grandparents, because I think they'll really appreciate it. I think it'll really remind them of like them growing up, you know. Then we have Cold War. It's about a relationship which kind of spans over many, many years. The relationship falls apart, gets back together, and it's set during, I think, World War II. I think it's post World War II. I love this director, and I think he knows how to capture a relationship really well. Then the next 2 movies are fun. We have Jackass. You know what Jackass is? It's just a load of dudes having fun, doing stupid shit on screen. Is that not like a perfect thing to watch during the holidays? Then we have Saltburn. Listen, this movie gets a lot of hate. I had so much fun with this movie. I made a video about this. I'm not really going to rant about it, but it's about Barry's character who kind of falls into the world of rich people, and just things happen. Just don't be so, just have fun with it. Then we have Zodiac, which is also a mystery movie, very similar to Memories of Murder, but a little bit different. I feel like it's a great double bill to have Zodiac and Memories of Murder, because I think Zodiac is more about the process, whereas Memories of Murder are just about trying to solve things, just to get them out the way. They just want to finish the case and forget about it, whereas Zodiac really, like David Fincher is a perfectionist, and that really shows itself on the screen here. Then we have Normal People, the only TV show that I have here. Holy God, if you've not watched Normal People, you need to watch it. It's about Marianne and Connell, who are in and out of each other's lives. It's also kind of like a coming of age type of early 20s type of TV show. And you know what Normal People is, and I'm not gonna know. Klaus, a hidden gem. Christmas movie, show this one to the kids. Honestly, I know I said show The Substance to your granny. Don't actually do that, but Klaus is one to definitely show the kids. It's about this guy here, and he gets sent to kind of like a small village in the middle of nowhere to be a postman because he's just lazy and doesn't really want to do anything. And it's about how he kind of slowly meets Santa. And yeah, listen, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you want a really, really, really good Christmas movie, it's also animated, so I lied. Then we have another quick round. Then we have Terrifier 3. I've made an entire video about this. It's set during Christmas. It's about Art the Clown killing people and having fun. If that's your idea of fun, then watch it. Then we have The Gift. I don't remember this movie, but I remember being I remember enjoying this when I watched it in 2015. I think it's about this guy here who's just being a bit weird, and he gives them a gift. I don't actually remember. I think it's just about this dude being creepy, and I remember the ending making me feel like wanting to tear my hair out. Maybe it hasn't aged well. Who knows? The next 3 movies I have not actually watched. Jingle All the Way with Arnie. I need to watch it. I don't know why I've not watched it. Christmas Eve at Miller's Point. This came out this year, and by watching the trailer made no sense, and I love that, because that to me means it just can't capture what this movie is actually about. So to me, I feel like it's just going to be about a huge family just spending their time together on Christmas or Christmas Eve or whatever, and I'm here that because it feels very nostalgic. Then we have Last Christmas. I've never watched this, but I do have a reason for this movie here, right? If it's Christmas or the holidays and you're with friends or family, you might just want to chat. You might just want to yap. That's fine. And you can yap while having a stupid movie on in the background. And whenever I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is just trash. That's fine. You don't need something super, super serious all the time. Why not just have something that you can have on in the background? And I feel like a movie like this, or just like a Hallmark movie, is like a perfect thing to have on in the background. Then we have, I feel like, oh, this is actually towards the end, stand-ups. Stand-ups are fun. They're comedy. Why not watch, listen, I've heard a lot of people say that they don't watch stand-ups alone because it's depressing. They don't find it really funny. Listen, these comedies, these stand-ups here are great. I really, really enjoy these. I really want to get more into comedy, but I find it, I'm very picky with comedy. Like, if you start fucking singing or start doing impressions that last too long, that are just corny, I'm not gonna like it, and I'm just a little bitch like that. But these stand-up specials I really loved. We have Noel Miller's Death is FOMO, Dan Soder's On the Road, Sam Morrill's Same Time Tomorrow, Shane Gillis's This Is Beautiful Dogs, and John Mulaney's Cage Gorgeous at Radio City. Yeah, I just really enjoyed these. I'm not a big fan of comedians like fucking, what's his name, Ricky Gervais and just all them. They're corny. Listen, I'm not going to get into that. I just don't like those. But these, I've watched quite a lot of stand-up this year, and you're going to see that in my roundup for the year. I just really enjoyed these ones. These are super fun, and I think that's my entire list. Yeah, these are some movies. I know I didn't really go into depth. It's 52 or 53. I know I didn't really go into depth as to why these movies are great, as to why you should watch them, but I feel like you should just trust me. I feel like if I was to try formulate thoughts about every single thing here, this video would be over 3 hours long, but it's already going to be like 20 minutes, and I apologize, but if you've made it this far, thank you. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, great, have a good time. If you hate Christmas, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of Christmas either. If you just get a chance to relax for one day and get to watch a movie, and it's one of these, that's great, and I'm really, really happy for you, and I would love to know what you thought about that movie. What movie did you watch? Please tell me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I could keep yapping. I love yapping, but I'm not going to yap. I'm going to spare you the yap. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.